Wind seems to be really out in front. I mean, is it truly something that's scalable? Can it begin to satisfy a significant portion of the U.S. energy demand?
I think wind can be a piece of the solution, particularly in the U.S. Right now, about 1.3% of our electricity is generated by wind. That's up from less than 0.5% a few years ago. At good sites onshore, wind is reasonably economic, competitive with natural gas. The problem with wind, one of the problems with wind, is its intermittency. The wind doesn't blow all the time, and so you don't get the electricity from wind all the time. And again, because it's hard to store electricity, you need to figure out how to handle that intermittency. Gas can help, but you need some reasonable lead time to know when the wind is going to go down. So one of the important and less widely appreciated facts about renewables is that the electricity they produce is not the same as what their capacity is. So for a wind turbine, for example, if it's a 10 megawatt wind turbine, which is a very big one, it will only produce about 3 megawatts of electricity in a continuous way.
Right.
Similarly, for solar energy, when we talk about solar photovoltaics, a megawatt of solar panels actually only produces about 200 kilowatts, or 1/5 of its rated capacity, simply because of the day-night cycle of the sun and also the clouds that sometimes obscure the sun.
Sure.
As people read about renewable energy in the media, they have to carefully, the media will always quote capacity.
Right.
But really what matters for carbon reduction is the actual electricity generated.
Exactly.
So divide by 3
Exactly.
for wind and divide by 5 for solar.
For solar.
The other problem with wind is that wind power is best in windy areas, but people don't tend to live there. And so we need to get the electrical grid out to the wind farms in order to be able to bring that electricity into the cities.
Is that one of the great challenges do you think of wind? If you look at it, the source is not where the demand is?
It is a challenge in growing wind to a significant fraction of our electricity. I don't think it's at all insurmountable. It's a question of economics and policy and just a constant attention to the problem. I believe wind could get to 20 to 30% of our electricity in the next 20 years if conditions are favorable for its growth.
Really?
Yeah.
20 to 30%.
Yeah.